How's it going, Jeremy? All right. I'm just gonna post that we're changing decks on social media, and then we will jump into a league with this bad boy. Big red. 80 play points. Yep. Just trying to grind with the follow. I appreciate that. Follows and subs are the absolute two best ways you can support the stream. So if you enjoy the constructed Magic Hex content that I'm creating here, feel free to use one of the sub or follow buttons below to show your support. I really appreciate that. And again, just to reiterate why the stream went down and came back up, that allows me to more easily export the archives from Twitch. There's a link to my YouTube page below the stream or on the side of the stream if you are using mobile. And on my YouTube page, I archive all of my streams. So if you ever miss part or all of a stream, you can check it there. I break them up by deck list and format, so it's nice, easy, and you can just watch just the ones you care about, etc. I don't have enough hair to grow out. You see the nice thinning here? Normally I keep it short like most people that are going bald. So we are on the draw. This hand has, this is a double land for people that aren't aware. It comes into play tapped, and then with 2 counters on it, it makes double red mana twice. I think this hand's pretty weak to Wasteland and Force. And it doesn't do anything until turn 2, and even then we have to draw a land on 2 to do it. But if we draw like a city or an ancient tomb on 2, we could sneak attack and put in one of these guys. I'm going to keep this. Let's try it out. This might be too slow. This deck actually has some like mulliganing decisions to it, so it's an all-in-ish deck. Oh, I think this is the Miracles player we just played against, which actually this hand is pretty good against Miracles because, no, the Stoneblade player? Okay. This is medium against Stoneblade. The 4th sneak attack. Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb. That's not what we wanted. Alright. No one expects the 4th sneak attack. They forced the first 2 and they're like, we're good. And then they like deal with the 3rd one, and then you get them with the 4th, and you're just like, hope we don't get there. We'll concede to probe therapy. We're just like packing it in. Pack it up. Pack it in. Let me begin. This deck is mostly mana, so we could have also hit Seething Song last turn to go off. So we need something that makes 2 mana. 1 mana, I'd say, yeah, see, like that. We ain't got time for Force of Will. He does. That's sad. I'm so sad. Our opponent forced our sneak attack. We're so unlucky. Grow out my beard and transplant it to my head. If only, if only. This deck at least has some comeback potential. Like if we hit a Soul Land next turn and play sneak attack, and then draw a red source the following turn and like Emrakul, we could still win this game. Assuming the sneak attack resolves. Alright, with that, we're dead. We should have played 1 Batterskull and an extra Inferno Titan. That's something, I caught the comment about 1 Batterskull, so that's something, definitely something worth considering. Usually we board out Song against the blue decks. He's playing a bunch of colors, so we're gonna bring in Magus of the Moon. And I think I'm gonna board in 2 of the 3 balls. I could see Sudden Shock being okay too. This like makes his clock really slow. Let's try this. He's probably got Delver in his deck too. I guess he doesn't necessarily have Delver because he has Stoneforge Mystic, so that doesn't always mean Delver. Keep. Now the question is, do we want to turn one? I think we just always turn 1 Chalice for 1. And then if we draw any untapped red source, we can turn 2 Blood Moon. This is better against Wasteland. Shocking Stoneforge seems good. Yeah, we get Wastelanded, sure. Alright, now I just need to run off some mana sources here. Mana. Just not going to draw any mana today. Not even going to put the backup Chalice out because that uses up a depletion counter on the Sandstone Needle. And this deck's mostly mana. Like, we've got 19, and then Lotus Petals and Simian Spirit Guides make 27. And then I guess we boarded the Seething Songs out, so we're only at 27 pieces of mana right now. Attempt to not allow our opponent to play Magic. Has the Force, sure. We boarded the Seething Songs out for Magus of the Moons and other stuff. City of Traders. Yeah, I'm going to play this out. Means if we hit an untapped land next turn, we can breach a World Spine Worm in. Daze and Force still have their converted mana cost of the printed on the card. Alright, so now we float, play this. If he has another Force, we get wrecked. I don't think this deck usually plays Daze. There's no Delvers, there's usually not Daze. Cast. I'm sure we're just about to get forced again, because why wouldn't there be 2 Forces in his top? Flusterstorm, gross. So Chalice triggers on the original Flusterstorm, and then we get spiked by the second one, so that's pretty good. I would not like to pay 1. I would, but, you know. And thankfully, opponent has... And it was good that we ended up going for it there, because he drew Wasteland, so... His Jace. This is his slow eventual win the game. First, he's going to lock up some protection, though. Another mountain. Not bad. We're going to play backup Chalice because there's probably Abrupt Decays in his deck. Hopefully he just draws a bunch of 1-mana things. We want to just like draw all of our basic mountains at this point. So the goal of this deck is like turn 1 Chalice, turn 1 Blood Moons, turn 1 World Spine Worm, turn 1 Gristlebrand. All of the sweet things. Hardcast Batterskull? That's pretty good. Baleful Strike, sure. That can block Emrakul. Alright, Sneak Attack's great. It means we only need to draw... we need to draw Soul Land, and then we can cast Sneak Attack. Legacy Enchantress is probably better now that... It's definitely better now that Eldrazi exists in the format. There are actually 3 Legacy Enchantress decks that day 2'd the Open in Philadelphia, which was the last Legacy Open. Now that a good aggro deck exists in the format, Enchantress is definitely in a much better position. Zawa's Jite. I'm surprised Jitty's still in his deck. We could still win if we cast Sneak Attack and it resolves next turn. Just like put these two idiots into play. Get them. Ancient Tomb. Batterskull. No, I think we're too far behind. Yeah. Alright, that's fine. We didn't come to play this much Magic anyways. Yeah, we're getting there. Queue up another. We'll get him on the first couple turns of the game. In the future, try not to post entire deck lists in chat like that. Feel free to post a link to something like Tapped Out or Deckbox or something like that. The Meteries deck builder like I use. I permit links in chat and we just manually moderate it. So I know a lot of Magic streams have, and streams in general, have links in chat disabled. I have them enabled for a reason, so that way it's convenient. No worries. So this could probably be a third Inferno Titan if we're trying to be optimal. No, I'm not planning to drive up for the 1K tomorrow. There's a parade here in town, and if the weather's bad, I'm probably just going to play Hex. I try not to. Been traveling a lot for the SCG events, and I'm just trying to take it easy on the weekends that I have off from those. Which it's super nice to have them off for those. What does this hand do? This hand can play Blood Moon on 2. This hand can Breach Godo on 2. Yeah, that's probably fine. Normally you like to do things on turn 1, but on the play I think turn 2 is fine. Undiscovered Paradise. Dredge? Usually this means Dredge. Cabal Therapy targeting himself, so definitely Dredge. Batterskull is actually very good against Dredge, so turn 2 Batterskull named Stinkweed Imp, yep. So turn 2 Batterskull is going to be pretty reasonable, because we can also... Hell, I'm glad we have 2 Batterskulls in the deck. Because Batterskull, we can pay 3 and bounce to kill our Germ, which will exile his bridges. Godo puts it, yeah, Godo's Pseudo Stoneforge. He gets an equipment and he puts it right into play. And then we get another combat step here, and attack for 3 again. They're very similar, Dakota. They're both kill all your things decks. Black-White's definitely easier and slightly less mentally taxing to play, just so you don't have to think so much about all your mana choices. He missed on Narcomoeba there, which is good for us. I don't even think I want a Blood Moon, because he has this, he has this Faithless Looting. I think we're just going to Seething Song into this other Batterskull next turn. Hardcast Narcomoeba, sure. Start. Oh, we can just actually hardcast Batterskull. Seems good. And then we could Seething Song. And then next turn, we could Seething Song, or at some point, we could Seething Song and equip. So that way, the other Germ dies and it exiles his bridges. So I'm assuming this is blocking. Oh, it might not be blocking yet because he wants to have a bridge in the graveyard when that happens. That's fair, Zen. That's fair. And I guess if the second one had been an Inferno Titan, that would be good for us. He has Bloodghast. I guess we knew he had Bloodghast in his deck because he's playing Undiscovered Paradise. They don't play Undiscovered Paradise without having Bloodghast there to trigger it. Cabal Therapies himself. Naming Bridge from below, probably. Yep. Turns Bloodghast to play. I'm going to put a stop during his draw step, so that way... I guess we don't need to do that. We could always just return in response to Bridge. Gas Cabal Therapy targeting me. What you going to name? Batterskull Tribal, yep. Name's Blood Moon. Okay, I don't know that he cares about Blood Moon all that much. I guess Blood Moon stops his Bloodghast engine. You can take my Seething Song away. Yeah, take my Seething Song, sure. We might even just be able to gain enough life, like their deck, unless they go super wide with Flame Zealot, like we're gaining enough life that this is relevant, and Chalice next turn on Faithless Looting is going to be, on one for Faithless Looting is going to be pretty good. And if he double blocks here, like I said, he's going to lose his bridges, so... Okay, he's willing to lose. I guess he only has one bridge, so sure. So we go to 30, he loses his bridge and his zombies. Let's play this to turn off his Faithless Looting in case he has another land at some point. He gets his Bloodghast back. He can't actually cast Cabal Therapy anymore, which is good. It protects our hand and it prevents him from binning his dredgers that he uses up. Alright, there's an Inferno Titan. Goto Germ, aka GG.deck, yeah! All the way down to 2. So opponent's not doing anything, he actually wants to try and hit a bridge in his graveyard before he does stuff. And we get to bring in... We don't have any actual graveyard hate in our sideboard, but Trinisphere means our opponent can't cast spells. So he did not hit a bridge, so that's probably pretty bad for him. He did hit a Dread Return, but it doesn't look like he has any targets in here for Dread Return to really hit yet. He's out of Dredgers, too. So opponent's not in a good spot. Feeling pretty good about chances. We get a Seething Song or a double land. We can sleeve up our Batterskull here. Oh, he can block. This dies. Well, we have to attack through this. He gets to block. And then he gets another Dredger, I suppose. And then I think during his end step, we're going to return this Batterskull to our hand. So that way, if we draw another mana source next turn, we can cast it. Oh, that's a combo. He put Narcomoeba on top of his deck. Okay. Is Undiscovered Paradise bugged? Aren't both these supposed to return to his hand at the beginning and during your next upkeep as you untap your permanents, return Undiscovered Paradise? Doesn't he have 2 of these? Hasn't he been tapping 2 Undiscovered Paradise? Shouldn't this one be back in his hand too? Or am I not Am I not realizing what's going on? Yeah, he has 2 undiscovered paradises, right? Did he tap both of these for mana last turn? Am I missing something? Anyone? I don't think so. These are both supposed to... Anyone, any judges in chat that can help us out? I guess I could go ask a judge. But, like, only one of these got returned to his hand, because he definitely tapped both of these last turn. That is this. No, because both of these should be returned to his hand at the beginning of his next. The name simply refers to this card. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Alright, well, this league's now free, regardless of how well we do. Thank you for the play points worth. I appreciate it. I'm a level 0 judge and I say it's good. Well... I don't think so. No, he's still sleeping. That's not true, Abershanker. If you apply for compensation after you've completed the league, they refund the entire league. So you just wait and you apply for compensation after you finish the league. He hit all 3 bridges last turn? Oh, he just 1 bridge, 3 triggers. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure... Yeah, our opponent won this game because... I mean, I guess we won. We won games with Belcher because that was bugged too. But, like, our opponent won this game because Magic Online is bugged, I'm pretty sure. I just posted on Twitter and Facebook asking some judge friends I know. I'm pretty sure both of these should be returned to his hand, which means he shouldn't be able to cast Golgari Thug every turn like he has been, which means he would have been short blockers and would have lost this game at some point.
Come on, crazy. Here, stop.
Okay, so welcome to Magic Online. Enjoy your stay. So, for those that are unaware of the bug, Undiscovered Paradise says, during the next turn after you've tapped this for mana, you're supposed to return it to your hand. Because my opponent has 2 Undiscovered Paradises in play, and using them both for mana every turn, they should both be returned to his hand. I'm pretty confident that's how it works. And I just tagged some level 2s and level 3s on Facebook that I have that are Facebook friends to confirm that for me. Hopefully we just, like, hit a mana source here and breach this worm and kill him, but of course that's not going to happen. Just like any mana source kills him at any point in this game. Land Grant doesn't reveal your hand to your opponent. Even if we win this match, you can file for compensation for matches you've won because the client impacted your ability to play Magic in the way you're supposed to be able to play Magic. If Magic Online doesn't work exactly how it's supposed to work in paper, you can file for compensation and they will refund you. And you should file for compensation and refund you because if you don't complain about bugs, they're never going to fix them. Make noise. Rabble, 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 rabble. Put this worm into play. We won the game anyways, it just took us infinitely more turns than it was supposed to. They only fix things that hit them in the wallet. Yep, and you requesting compensation takes money out of their pocket. Because the worm is flashier. The worm is flashier. Of course you make the flashier play. Come on. Come on. The worm was lethal too. The worm was way better. You get to World Spine him. The worm tramples. He was super dead to the worm. Alright. How are we actually sideboarding here? Chalice is medium. Chalice is probably pretty bad on the draw. This doesn't even let him cast his spells, so it's great. And Blood Moon seems pretty medium. Let's just do this. What does this hand do? Actual nothing? This hand just doesn't have enough mana in it, so we're gonna mulligan. This hand's decent on with a scry. Yeah, I'll keep this with a scry. This is similar to the last one, but it's a scry. Minus Blood Moons, minus Chalice, minus Emrakul's. You always go for the more disrespectful play. Yep, exactly. This is just like BM.deck. Named and hit through the breach. Alright, that's pretty good for him. Yeah, like if our hand did stone nothing, I'd have mulliganed, but I thought this hand was reasonable. He took away all of our toys. Oh, look, and he gets to abuse. I'm going to play this out so it doesn't get discarded. Yeah, he's definitely he's most likely ghosting because last time his blind cabal therapy definitely named Blood Moon. So now we're a Seething Song away from just like putting a Gristlebee into play and drawing a bunch of cards. So. I mean, Magic Online, if Magic Online worked properly, like, after having played a lot of Hex with their client, like, works pretty reasonably, you know, like, being able to play Magic from, or play things from the comfort of your home is just, like, it's beautiful. Name's Griselbrand. Alright, maybe he's not ghosting. He didn't take the Through the Breach we drew. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, he just got more. Yep. Just keep playing these Lotus Petal outs. So now we're a Seething Song or Soul Land away from just casting Godo and getting a Batter Skull, so that's hot. Is if he already has one in hand and the other one sees it and doesn't return. Hex is actually a lot more complex than Magic. Hex has a very similar has very similar game mechanics to Magic, but on top of having similar game mechanics to Magic, it also has champion abilities that you have to keep track of, and a bunch of digital only mechanics that is impossible for Magic to see. You can see him in chat. Alright, well, we are now dead. Again, this game again, our opponent got an advantage because Undiscovered Paradise is bugged, and we lost that one. So we're supposed to board... Someone said we're supposed to board Blood Moons out? Oh, you know what? Goblin Rabblemaster sounds great in this matchup. Because it kills him quickly, and if he blocks it, he loses his thing, and board out an Emrakul. I like that. Yeah, let's try this out. This sounds good. He has to... The goblins are going to kill him, or... This hand doesn't do anything, right? Just mulligan. This hand also does nothing. I guess it plays Batter Skull, if that's not good enough. Turn 1 Trinisphere, keep. A Goblin Rabblemaster on top, keep. So we get a turn 3 Rabblemaster. Nice and fair, turn 3 Rabblemaster. He's on the draw, so he just gets to move to discard, but he's not going to be able to play things this game. Turn 1 Transfer. Yeah, the Rabblemaster seems like super good to board in. He played a land. Deal. He must have like 3 lands and Ingature in his hand. Like that has to be the only reason you'd play a land here, right? It's turn 3 Rabblemaster because Sandstone Needles comes into play tapped. Yeah, but he needs 3 mana to cast the Chewer because Evoking counts as casting a spell. And everyone's about to be reminded how quickly Goblin Rabblemaster kills your opponent. He didn't even have a Dredger to discard, so I'm really confused as to what he kept. Dredge is on the short list of decks that I want to play on this channel, so we are probably going to play Dredge at some point. This weekend we have Belcher and Big Red. Maybe next week or the week after I'll get Dredge, and I also want to play Oops All Spells at some point too. So our Master hit for 6. Next turn he hits for 8.
That was a really loud hic, buddy.
Man, if we could filter to black mana, we could cast Gristlebrand. We got more than enough mana, just the wrong colors. All right, opponent's dead on board. Turn 1 Trinisphere, turn 3 Rabblemaster. Fair and balanced. Big. Sometimes the surprises are little and red, you know? Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Somebody's awake. What's he doing?
Ghost down. LSP has a bear emote. Alright. I mean, this deck has the definition of skill. Welcome to everyone watching. We've got, how many people do we have in chat right now? We've got almost 700 people. I appreciate choosing to spend your Friday night here, either before or after your Friday Night Magics. I hope those go well, or maybe you're watching at FNM. I know a couple of stores play my stream on occasion. I'd like to thank everyone for choosing to spend your time. I know there's a lot of awesome people streaming or different things you could be doing on a Friday night. My name's Jeff Hoagland. I'm a grinder on the SCG Tour, currently ranked first on their circuit. We play all sorts of constructed Magic and Hex here. We play Standard, Modern, Legacy. We're going to play Vintage and Pauper at the end of this month. Just get a good feel for that. Watching now to get hyped for the GP tomorrow. There's no GP coverage this weekend, so I'm probably going to stream this weekend at some point again, because, there's no GP coverage. We're going to finish out this league with Big Red here, and then I'm going to call it a day. We've been streaming for probably about 5 or 6 hours now, so good long day. We've got this match and then 2 more. So I appreciate everyone hanging out. Hello, Toddler. This hand is a Simian Spirit Guide shy of being amazing. And again, look, there's a Batterskull in our hand. I kind of want to keep this. We should probably mulligan. How many outs does this hand have to hit? We've got 8 draws to be really happy with it, and we've got 9 more to be kind of happy with it. Yeah, I'll mulligan. That's fine. Yeah, this hand's much better. It's got turn 1 Chalice, or possibly turn 2 Blood Moon. Depending on what our opponent's doing. What format is the next event I'm going to? The next open is, we're going to bottom this for now. The next open I'm playing in is Standard in Indianapolis in 2 weeks. Cloud Post, all right. Blood Moon's probably going to be good. Ancient Tomb, also reasonable, because they often play things like, Map and Sensei's Divining Top and Crop Rotation. There's no coverage for the GP this weekend. There is written coverage for the GP. There is no video coverage. Untapped Red Source. Untapped Red Source. Hey-oh. Never forget, the Magic is a skill game where the better player always wins.
That's not true.
I'm aware. That's why we say it. All right. Nice Cloud Post you got there, buddy. Alright, and we play this tapped, and then if we hit an untapped Red Source, we get to Seething Song into Inferno Titan next turn. Oh, he's got Basic Forest. Oracle of Moldiah. Untapped Mana Source. Untapped Mana Source. Untapped Mana Source. Untapped Mana Source. Snow-covered plains. Untapped Mana Source. We're not going to play this. There is no coverage of anything this weekend. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's getting close. He might just cast this Emrakul. I should just read it the deck 12 Mountain. Do you have a 7-mana Eldrazi? Green Sun for Primeval Titan. Sure. Oh, geez, we're going to have a Titan off. This has been a sweet game. He's got all these forests. He knows how his Vesuvius work. There's an Ulamog on top of his deck. We can't win.
What?
We can't win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No. Yes. Do you want a new diaper?
All right. Well, we're gonna try our best.
Diaper.
I don't think we can win.
Diaper?
He's just gonna cast his cards old school style, just like 1 mana at a time. Just the fairest of legacy decks. Ready to concede to Ulamog. We super did do it.
What's all over your hand?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So
Play
super
with
dead.
partners.
Needed to be a little bit faster. Alright, obviously we're bringing in the Magus the Moons. I could see this being a Rabble Master matchup.
What's this?
Maybe I just want to like keep our game plan
What's that?
Card?
pure.
Card.
Does his deck play a lot of 1-drops? Do we want to leave Chalices in here? Chalice is good, right? I feel like the last time I looked at a mono green or a post list that they had a reasonable number of 1-drops.
No.
They definitely play at least crop rotation, right?
Okay, you just can't do it.
We're playing Godo Bandit Warlords and Batter Skulls. Take out Chalice.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I definitely think Chalice is worth it. Like, crop rotation. Like, if we can cut him off of basic lands, Chalice helps do that. So I need to board out 2 things. I feel like I kind of want Seething Song in this matchup, though. Maybe I just don't want to flood on Chalices and I just want more Blood Moons. Yeah, okay, let's try this. Let's just cut 2 for 2 Maguses. Alright, on the die roll. Or we lost, so we get to play first. Ugh. Turn 1 Blood Moon sounds great. Keep. Need Chalice at 15 for Emrakul. Emrakul can't be countered. Oh no, he had his forest on 1. We're so unlucky.
Oh, good. Nice.
What does that do? Are there any other obnoxious equipments we're supposed to be playing? And an expedition map. Alright, at least we're well on our way to casting the Godo. What you do in mirror matchups? I don't know. Well, this hand didn't pan out into much here. Alright, well that's pretty good. It suddenly panned out into a whole lot. Probably getting basic plains. Another basic forest, sure. Next turn, we're going to tear the Aeons apart. Tap Toshoen with the follow. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, you got an Oracle. Play an extra land. Do it.
Come here, you. Oh, are you gonna do my work for me?
Alright, we're going into the breach. MTG bot is currently down. Godo, when he comes into play, you search your library for an equipment and put that equipment directly into play. And then we already 3-2 to league with Charbelcher, okay? We're playing big red now. Alright, he's keeping Oracle.
You're a brat.
Did you suspend your mother's computer?
Very close.
Tiny toddler terror. Alright, well we killed all of his lands, so we got that going for us. Next turn we get to breach Godo if we don't draw land. Now we're breaching Godo even if we do draw land. I've never spliced through the breach, unfortunately. So we're going to put Godo into play, and then Godo untaps all of your Samurai, I think it is. Yeah, untap all Samurai you control, which includes him. So he gets to attack twice, so he puts a Batterskull into play and attacks for 6.
Here, you want a tent?
Alright, begin sideboarding. We might have to play a Binding Blade just for the lulz at some point. It's only one to equip. Swap Godo Skull for Rabblemaster. I don't think Rabble's very good. He has probably has 4 Oracle of Moldiah that's just not very good against. I kind of want more Chalices, seeing how that game played out. Trim one Seething Song and bring in another Chalice. Yeah, you think so? Really, Toddler? Turn 1 Magus to the Moon. Keep. Jacob. Christy.
What?
Can you...
Don't touch it, Jake. Come on. You tell him no. He can't have my laptop. Okay. Go ahead and cry under there.
Okay, he's hitting the
I
computer.
can't reach him.
Ah, kids, I tell you. The cost of this deck, there should be buy in paper and buy online things you can click on at, on the decks page below. This deck has stage combo. Interesting. Green Sun for 1, sure. Veteran. His deck plays Veteran Explorer. His deck's sweet. Alright, so now we play Sandstone Needle. And then, geez, do I wanna offer this trade? If I offer this trade, we get... Nah, I don't want to do that yet. Mine are 2 years old and 10 months. Magus. If we get more lands... Yeah, I think I should have attacked there. Yeah, I probably should have attacked there. Although I guess we're casting Sneak Attack either way. So maybe I'm not supposed to attack there and offer him the ramp. Yeah, but I mean, like, we draw Lotus Petal, Seething Song, or another Simian Spirit Guide, and we put 15 power into play next turn anyways. Yeah, so I'm just going to play another Magus the Moon out here and pass the turn. Yeah, next turn we'll attack. We'll put the Sneak Attack into play and pitch the Spirit Guide to attack with the Worm. The downside to not putting the Sneak Attack into play right now is that if we draw another Fatty Boom Boom, we can't put both Boom Booms into play next turn. Worm looking a little worse than Emrakul would here. Wait until he modes. Blue-white Thopter, probably not. I probably should have been pressuring with the Maguses of the Moon, because then he would have died during this combat instead of going to 2. That being said, we're getting well into the range of just killing him here, so... So sneak attack puts a creature from your hand into play with haste, and then you sacrifice it at the end step. So we're going to get 3 5/5 worms here. So this is going to sacrifice. We're going to get 3 5/5 worms. You get like Terminus or something weird here. I'm not sure what exactly the green-white post plays. They do come into play untapped, yep. So this deck, all credit to this deck goes to Andrew Heisner, and I don't even think he originated it. Like decks like this one that I'm playing have existed in Legacy for a long time. How much does it cost dollar-wise? I'm not sure. You ever tried Rabble and Kiki Court? I have not. It doesn't seem like a card that you really want to do.
Hey, he can play too.
Hollowed Moonlight. Hollowed Moonlight seems okay. The problem is that can also just like cast its things.
Hey.
Alright, we got him. Skill game. We are now 2-1 in our free league. Let's queue on up the next one. Thanks for hanging out this evening, folks. Got 2 more matches here with Big Red, and then we're going to call it a night. I appreciate everyone hanging out. But again, the problem with Priest is that we can just cast our spells, including Inferno Titan, which just kills the Priest. Containment Priest doesn't contain Goblin Rabble Master. Come on now, folks. Get with the program. Waiting to queue, waiting to queue. Hey, you can't have Mom's laptop. I am sorry. You are not allowed.
Yes, he does need to exchange. He cries every time I go near him.
Be the parent.
I want to be the fun parent, not the mean parent.
I'm the mean parent all the time. I think Henry Decker was the original. Oh, almost missed it. Not quite. Containment Priest does say non-token. It's not like Hollowed Moonlight. This hand is so medium because, and this is why people ask me why we split Worm and Emrakul. This hand is a great example of why we split Worm and Emrakul. I'm not actually going to Emrakul him on 1 here because Emrakuling him on 1 puts him to 5. And then we have to draw a bunch of things to clean up. So, like, I think we're just going, like, Ancient Tomb, and then next turn, Ancient Tomb, Petal, Breach him.
Your leg's hard.
What headset am I using? I'm using a Steel Series H3 headset, I think. It's really old, like 5 or 6 years.
More than that.
Come on, opponent.
There are literally 4, and you have to take the ones out of your brother's hand. Really?
Are you being mean to Declan?
No, Declan's being mean.
Kids, you know. What you gonna do? Breach is an instant. Sneak attack is an enchantment that allows you to activate it over and over again. Sneak attack is basically just about. Get savaged. Get savaged. More reasons, man. If these were world spine worms, our opponent would be dead right now. Godo seems reasonable. Come on, tap mana. Tap mana, please. Rats. Rats, we're so unlucky. Man. Man. He's playing lands. He's going to wasteland us. That's fine. The lands matchup is good on average. We board into Blood Moons 5 and 6, so... Crop rotation generally means lands. Yeah, exactly. Gamble. Opponent is definitely playing lands.
Kiss. Rock-a-bye, chick-a-bye.
He just has a wasteland in his hand, sure. Alright, that's the droid we've been looking for. Oh, I messed up. Oh, I messed up. That's unfortunate. Hopefully he can't punish us for this. He'd have to be able to wasteland us twice next turn to punish us for this. So now he has to choose between getting annihilated or taking 15. So yeah. So now, well, now we get to do that and just wreck him. Have you considered getting Blood Moons lands, player? Kids.
Magic card confetti.
Both teams tried hard. Both teams tried hard. Oh, he didn't want to play anymore. That's so weird. Come back, opponent. Come back. It's weird. He didn't want to play. All right, so we're just going to board out Seething Song, I think. They tossed a stack of magic cards at me. Ghosted got wrecked, yep. I think we just, like, cut... No, wait, I have boarding notes for this matchup, I think. But that seems right. Song out, Chalice in, or Magus in. I'll submit. Chandra's for miracles and control decks. And elves, hypothetically. He didn't want to sacrifice his new mountains, yep. Just threw the breach to deck, yep. Havoc CMR with the follow. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate that. If you're enjoying the Constructed Magic or Hex content that I put on here, I'd appreciate you taking a minute to use the follow or sub buttons below. Those are the two absolute best ways you can start your support for the stream, so I appreciate that. Turn 1 Blood Moon. Keep. Jugga jugga choo choo. Children's toys. Do do do. Peace, Sleepy Furt. Thanks for watching. What are we doing for 6K followers? Maybe we'll do something special for like 10K. We didn't do anything special at 5K. I feel like if we're gonna do something special, 5K was like the number. But like, maybe we'll do something special at 10K. I like blinked and missed 5K followers, so 10K sounds like a number to celebrate, though.
He's trying to give you his cards.
You sharing with Dad?
He wants you to shuffle them.
All right. Well, opponent has his combo in play. It's a good thing we have a Blood Moon. So we can go... Yeah, because he needs one more mana here, so let's just... This could put us to 5-6. Yeah, it's Blood Moon. Good luck, opponent. All right, opponent didn't want to play any more Magic with me. I don't understand. He could have made it 2020. Oh wait, we Blood Mooned him. Gotcha. Gotcha, nerd. Get got.
Hey! I'm gonna throw all these Magic cards in the garbage if you keep throwing them all over my couch.
Queuing up the last one here. Waiting to queue, waiting to queue. Can we 4-1 the free league? Waiting to queue.
You boys have turned the family room into an obstacle course.
Kids are funny. Riftstone portals is something in the graveyard, yep. Let's play against lands again, yep. Lands or elves. Elves would be great. The elves matchup's really good for this deck. This deck has more game against the Force of Will decks than lands does than Belcher does, which is a reason to play it. And it's still pretty like all in, get you on turn 1, so it's a good time. This deck definitely has a better Miracles matchup. It's still kind of hard, but it's better than Belcher's. Playing against Dakan here for the last match of the evening. I appreciate everyone who's hung out today. So what do we've got? We've got turn 1 Hardcast Inferno Titan. If we draw Grizzly Bees, we could turn 1 Sneak Attack Grizzly Bees and Inferno Titan. If we draw World Spine Worm or Emrakul, we could turn 1 Sneak Attack Inferno Titan and World Spine Worm. It's like, his hand's got a lot of mana in it. Blue land. That's so rude. Don't play blue spells. I'm just trying to play good, honest Magic here. Cast some giant red cards. I mean, people are just going to know when they join a Legacy queue and it's against me, they need to keep a hand with Force in it. It doesn't matter what I'm playing, they just probably need to keep a hand with Force. So I'm going to need to play Dredge, because Dredge is pretty good against Force. Oh, we drew Godo. That's so good. Opponent appears to be F6. Oh, no. Right. Can't respond to lands. Right. Durf. I've played Magic before. We're not playing this deck to not go for it. We could get forced here. He might force the second ritual. Why do they always have the Force in the top 10 cards of their deck? I don't understand. It's so mean. It's so mean, opponent. Why do you have to have the Force of Will? Oh no! We're so unlucky. Because Worldspine Worm, when you sacrifice it, it leaves behind 15 power. So we got 2 for Ford. He got our 4 cards, only spending 2 cards. So we're down on that exchange. And, like, we're not 100% sure that Godo is great, but you can just cast Godo. It's also possible we're supposed to just cast Godo there instead of casting the sneak attack. Yeah, maybe. But, like, maybe he doesn't have the Force and then he dies. Like... Sure, like, we had the option to play around things, but they don't always have the Force in the top 10 cards of their deck. Like, and as soon as we start waiting turns, you give them more chances to draw their outs to stop you. You can actually cast cards like Inferno Titan and Godo. Like, they only cost 6 mana, which is 3 lands in this deck. No, Batty, this is game 1 and he kept 7. Like, they don't always have it. Your decisions and how you're sequencing and stuff like that change in post-board games, but game 1 I don't like playing around things like that. I think you lose more games playing around everything possible. You play yourself out of possible wins. This Blood Moon just doesn't do anything at this point. I think we're going to try and cast it anyways. This prevents, like, Karakas shenanigans. It also prevents it from shuffling after Brainstorms and tops, so... Predict. No, he just, actually a lot of the non-Joe Lissette Miracles list play Predict. A lot of the people that I've played against on Magic Online play Predict. Play Chalice for 1, get Spell Pierced or Forced. You can actually just tap 5 mana and cast Force of Will. You can have actual counterspell too, sure. And this deck is just like threats, 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 threats. If they're not clocking us, we just like keep asking, is this good? Do you have it? Is this good? Do you have it? We run off 2 more lands in a row here. We get to Through the Breach on 5. Come on, mana sources. Ah, more breaches. Breach Godo's not bad. Leaves behind a Batterskull. Can hardcast Inferno Titan. Snapcaster Predict, sure. Oh, man. Donald Trump is coming to Bloomington, Illinois. Why would he come here? Do you still sacrifice City with Blood Moon? No, you do not. Alright, countertop's probably the lockout. We'll see, though. Maybe he doesn't have a force on top of his deck that he's been floating. Monastery Mentor? Sure. Because he wants to make Bloomington great again. Yep. Yeah, but like the state capital's right near here too. Springfield, Illinois is not that far off. Untapped mana source. Untapped mana source. Another Through the Breach. Alright. So we board out the Blood Moons in this matchup because they're not very good. He's probably just going to loop Sensei's Tops this turn and kill us. That's why I drew with it. So we board out... I'm going to cut Blood Moon and Seething Song, and we're going to bring in some 3-balls. So we did last time, I think. Seems reasonable. I think you should be ashamed of ourselves. You know, it's getting kind of scary. Like, I try not to talk politics on here, but that whole thing, like, so some of the things that come out of his mouth. Ugh. Billy's older brother, welcome to the stream. Godo. Yeah, he's a bandit warlord, man. He's got everything going on. Batterskull's actually... Batterskull seems like one of the better cards in this matchup. Seems pretty powerful. Seems better than Inferno Titan on average. I'd like to play first. I would like to play a turn 1 Trinisphere. Yes, I would. Turn 1 Trinisphere, turn 2 Rebel Master. Alright, there's a 3-ball. He's not doing anything for a while. That means Rabble Master is going to have a chance to get out of hand. Oh, jeez. And we can just cast Batterskull next turn. I realize we could cast Batterskull this turn, but I'd rather get Rabble Master going here. Turn 1 Trinisphere, turn 2 Rabblemaster, turn 3 Batterskull. You know, just the fairest of Magic. So he's going to 13 here, and then we've got 12 power on board, so he's dead if he cracks the fetch land. So he has to have Plow here. And if he has Plow, we've now gotten another Goblin. Down to 1? Sure. Rabble, 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 rabble. Rabble, 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 rabble. Rabble, 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 rabble. Cracks his fetch and dies. Nope, just concedes. Doesn't even take the fetch land way out. Man, 3-ball seems really good. Do I want the 4th? Nah, drawing multiples is pretty clunky. Let's just submit. And that's what the Goblin Rabble Masters are on the sideboard for, in case folks are wondering. That's a very good hand. You're not wrong. I like this hand. This hand doesn't do anything explosive, but it makes a bunch of land drops, which is good in this matchup, and then we can just like play all of our gas off the top. Another Through the Breach is a great draw. So Godo equals Stoneforge, eat your heart out. Yeah, exactly. Split Second kills Mentor. Yeah, I could see merit to playing those, for sure. I'm gonna make him have the Plow here. Like I said, we've got plenty of mana, so I think using a little bit of Accelerant to play Rabble Master. I don't want to play City because then when we play Mountains out, it's gonna die. This could just get plowed, but that's fine. It didn't get plowed, so that's good for us. The 3 balls are for matchups like Storm and stuff like that. So, like, they're not even in the original sideboarding guide. My buddy that built this deck, that provided me with this deck list, gave me. It wasn't even in there. It's there for other things, for other matchups. Rebel Master punching the clock and going to work here. There aren't any 4 balls. There's just 3 balls. Yep. We played 3 3-balls, you know? Put me in, coach. We got 3 3-balls. Borrow 300 with the follow. I appreciate the support. Thank you for that. You have a Vendilion click to trade here? How hot would that be? We've got doubles of the things in our hand. This has got to be a click trading, right? Yeah. Probably takes away Grizzly Bees here. Gamer DSI with the follow. Thank you for that. I appreciate the support. Welcome to the stream. So he trades here, he takes 2, and like this 2-power clock, like these games often go pretty long. So he's gonna have to answer this. And the fact that he's doing this says to me that he doesn't have a terminus set up. So these guys are gonna trade, and then we're gonna hardcast this Simian Spirit Guide and just like put him on a 4-turn clock here. Howdy, Pokemon. We can't EOT Breach Emrakul. We've already played a land for the turn. Next turn cycle will during his end step breach Emrakul, and then if he counters it, we'll untap and breach again. That's definitely a line. But for now, we're just gonna put some more power onto the table here. So again, we're not just running out the Emrakul here because he has all of his mana open. Next turn, we will during his end step, we will through the breach during his another click. That's gross. Please be Snapcaster. Containment Priest. That's actually really good. Do we have an answer to that? We don't have an answer to that, do we? We just hardcast our idiots? Oh, that's really unfortunate. We just like happened to draw the half of our deck that was all breaches and sneak attacks. So Pikachu running on screen there. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. We can kill it with Inferno Titan. Yep. Here's another click. Yep. Alright, so I guess we should bring in the sudden shocks, is the lesson we have learned. He's just going to leave all of my cards. So, yeah, I guess we should have brought in sudden shock when we saw the Mentor. Containment Priest says if a creature will be put into play if it wasn't cast, exile it instead. And he had to have it that turn, otherwise we're going to get to end step through the breach, untap, breach again. This is Legacy. Modern doesn't exist right now. Modern's been replaced with a format called Eldrazi. Let's play this out for now. Can't hurt. Trade with click probably. Oh, this card. This card. We just draw Godo 2 and cast that. Cast Batterskull. Cast Inferno Titan. No, we did not bring in the sudden shocks. So we're drawing slimmer than we would otherwise. I guess more Rebel Masters could technically beat him down. Snapcaster? Plow, sure. The hardcast Emrakul Dream, yep. Sorry for no commentary. Just really not a whole lot to say. Just waiting. Not a very exciting last game of the night. Man, we definitely, we could totally have beaten whatever amount of counterspells he had in his last few cards if it wasn't for the silly Containment Priest. That's probably like a one of in his sideboard. Rats. That's fine. We still, even if we lose this, we still 3-2'd the league, and the league was free because Moto bugged, so, you know. Glass half full. Inferno Titan would not trigger. It does not even enter the battlefield. That being said, we can just cast Inferno Titan because Inferno Titan costs 6 mana. So like someone had asked earlier why you play cards like Inferno Titan and Godo, and the reason for that is so you can actually cast them in situations like this. This next turn, we're going to do the classic make sure Containment Priest on Magic on make sure Containment Priest works on Magic Online check, since he has lethal on the board. We are dead. We are at 7 and he has 7 power. Containment Priest was broken at one point though, so we're going to activate this and put Gristlebrand into play and try and block. Get got. Bom bom. Alright folks, that's going to go ahead and call it up, wrap it up and call it a day. I appreciate all the support and everyone hanging out. Everyone have a good evening, good FNMs and all that jazz. Peace. I'm going to go ahead and host someone else playing Legacy since everyone seems to be enjoying that. Have a good night.